HOA cut my water line, so their entire block went dry. I owned 40 acres of scrub and pasture before the subdivision even existed. When the HOA cut my access road without asking, I made sure every house on their street lost water for 3 months. My grandfather bought this land in 1967. Paid cash. It's nothing fancy, just pine trees, a gravel road, and a well that's been running clean since before I was born. Then developers bought the land next door, carved it into quarter-acre lots, and slapped up 100 cookie-cutter homes with an HOA that thought they ran the whole county. They paved streets, they planted Bradford pears, and they decided my access road crossed their property, even though my easement was filed in 1972. The HOA president showed up in a polo shirt and Ray-Bans, told me I was grandfathered in, but needed to apply for approval to use my own road. I showed him the deed. He said it didn't matter. 2 weeks later, they graded over my road and put up a chain across the entrance. Left me landlocked. When I called, the board secretary laughed and said I should have come to the meetings. What they didn't know was that my well wasn't just mine. The original survey showed my property sat on top of the aquifer it fed the entire development. The county had granted the developers a water use agreement in 1998, conditional on maintaining access to surrounding properties. My easement was tied to that agreement. I pulled the records myself. I didn't make threats, I just sent a certified letter to the county water authority and the developer's legal team with copies of the survey, the easement, and the photos of the blocked road. Then I requested a formal review of the water use agreement under county code. 2 weeks later, the county shut off the subdivision's water supply pending investigation. The HOA hired a lawyer. The lawyer read the deed and told them they'd screwed up. Residents couldn't shower, couldn't flush toilets, couldn't water the lawns they'd threatened to fine each other over. The board tried to settle. I said I'd think about it. 3 months later, after the developer paid to reestablish my road and the HOA formally recorded my easement, the water came back on. I still live here. They don't bother me anymore. Sometimes I see the old president driving past. He doesn't wave.